up, one of the suspects in a deadly Colorado school shooting appears in court. Plus, police in one city are searching for a driver believed to have caused a multi-vehicle crash before taking off. And police in Pike County needs your help to find a man who pulled off a high-dollar theft from a vendor's market.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning. It is 5:59 on Thursday, May the 9th. I'm Will Puckett. Thank you for tuning in to Mountain News This Morning. Yesterday it was warm. Tuesday it was a little less warm, and Monday it was absolutely gorgeous. And if you were hoping that you would have either of those 3 days for Mother's Day, you're sadly mistaken. But you know who's going to give you that bad news? It's Brandon. So, Brandon, the floor is yours.
Hey, thanks for that.
You're welcome.
Awesome intro. Thanks for just throwing me right under the bus like you always do.
Yeah. Oh, I don't always do that.
You see these tire markers here? That's right. But he's right. Unfortunately, you are going to see the possibility for some pretty good rain, especially as we head into the weekend. Let's take a look at the cameras this morning. We start here at WYMT with some first light there breaking over the hillside there. Satellite radar. The clouds are trying to start to stream in. A little couple of showers are starting to fire up there in parts of central Kentucky. You can see those a little better on live pinpoint Doppler radar down near Lake Cumberland and out near Louisville this morning. Temperatures 50s, 60s, and 70s depending on where you are. Big contrast between those valleys and those ridges. And you see out to the west, Bowling Green 75, Louisville 76, 68 in London. Day planner, we're going to head toward about 80 today. And the only reason we're only going to get to 80 is because the fact the clouds are going to come in and those showers and storms are not too far behind them. The rest of the forecast coming up here in just a few minutes. Will?
All righty, Brandon, thank you. It has been more than 2 weeks since a house fire in Harlan County killed 3 people. A pair of 3-year-old twins were killed in the fire. Their mother, Allison Howard, died days later from her burns. Their father, Chad Howard, is slowly healing in a burn unit. Those 2 weeks have been life-changing for the family. WYMT's Connor James sat down with the grandmother of the twins, Allison Howard's mother, in an exclusive interview.
Searching for answers to loss will often leave us with more questions, but finding peace in the moment.
She was a great mother. Those children were beautiful.
And recalling the memories of those who aren't with us.
We love her and we'll miss her, and it's going to be a hard Mother's Day.
Are how we learn to love the time we've had, not desire for the time we've lost.
We'll get through.
Vicki Blakely and her family are trying to find a new normal. A little more than 2 weeks ago, she lost a huge part of her family.
I think she's here saying, I'm okay, Mom, and we'll never get over losing her. She was a beautiful, beautiful girl, inside and out.
Her daughter Allison and Allison's twins, Alex and Olivia, are no longer with us. But in that emptiness,
it's a huge family. It is a huge family.
A new family came to be.
It's the only thing that helps get us through, actually, is the love and support of all the people, here. It's from all over. It's everywhere.
Vicki says the signs of hope are everywhere.
Be honest, I was just trying to find anything of my daughters. And my husband spotted this little black cat in the middle of the black, burnt out rubbish.
That's right. Allison's cat, Lucky, made it out.
She will be here forever, so, right, Lucky?
In a time when loss feels prominent, a little hope is sometimes all we need to define how we keep going.
You don't have to worry about Allison. She's happy. She's doing just fine. I said, now, if you want to miss her, that's okay, but don't you worry about her, because she's doing just fine.
Photos like these, taken just a few days before the fire, show true happiness and are how Vicki wants the 3 remembered, because she's sure.
I can see her and those children, they're happy. They're happy, and so with that, we have peace.
They're still together, just as happy. In Harlan County, Connor James, WYMT Mountain News.
Now, the good news is Vicki says Chad is healing. She says when she originally visited him, he was responsive. She also cannot thank the community of Tots enough. Their quick thinking moments after the fire at least gave Allison a fighting chance. Well, in national news this morning, one of the accused attackers in the suburban Denver school shooting that killed 1 student and injured 8 others was in court Wednesday afternoon. 18-year-old Devin Erickson kept his head lower during much of the proceedings and spoke very little. Erickson and a second suspect identified as a juvenile were accused of walking into the STEM school in the Denver suburbs and opened fire in 2 classrooms. Brendan Bailey was injured in the attack. Witnesses say he is one of the few students who lunged at the shooter.
I remember just feeling absolute and complete fear when he walked in. Once movement started, it's either fight or flight, and I'm just more than happy to know that what I thought I'd be able to do in a situation like that was the reality of what I did.
The shooting in Highlands Ranch took place only miles from Columbine High School, where the 20th anniversary of that rampage was marked in April. Erickson is scheduled to return to court on Friday when charges are expected to be filed. A major bust in a ritzy Los Angeles neighborhood. The LAPD arrested a man Wednesday accused of selling firearms illegally. A spokeswoman for the ATF says authorities received an anonymous tip about a person selling firearms illegally. Tools and equipment to manufacture firearms were also found inside the residence. The investigation into this matter is underway and is expected to be a lengthy one.
They're going to run every serial number and find out the history of each weapon. So that's going to take a tedious amount of time.
4 years ago, the LAPD had a similar situation where 1,200 guns, 7 tons of ammo, and more than $200,000 in cash was found inside a home. Well, he gave his life to help others. That's what a Southern Kentucky family is telling us about a man who died in a violent attack in July of 2017. Cody Hall was charged with killing Scott Holbrook and severely injuring 2 women in a gun, machete, and hammer attack in Pulaski County. Yesterday, Hall admitted to murder and other charges. WYMT's Phil Pendleton tells us how the victim's family wants Holbrook's legacy to live on.
Cody Hall was to face a jury trial in the coming days, but that's not needed now.
Guilty.
Pleading guilty to all those charges because you are in fact guilty of all those charges.
Yeah.
Hall admitted to killing Scott Holbrook and attacking Wilma Heislope and his sister Ashley Coots with a machete and a hammer.
I know we gotta forgive him before we can be forgiven. It's too hard. I can't do it right away.
His family says Holbrook was shot and killed while trying to help the 2 women. They say helping others is something he did often.
You never knew who you was going to bring home to the house now. Mom, they're hungry. Mom, they need some clothes.
They say Holbrook talked about opening a halfway house called Broken Halos, and now they want to continue his dream.
Good Lord allows us, that will be his legacy, and that will come true.
The prosecution is recommending that Hall receive 23 years on all the charges. In Pulaski County, Phil Pendleton, WYMT Mountain News.
Now, the judge set a final sentencing date for June 6th in Pulaski Circuit Court. 4 people are facing charges after a Laurel County toddler is found with meth in its system. Police tell us the 7-month-old is being treated in a neonatal intensive care unit. Linda Sue Mays and Lindsey Browning are each charged with criminal abuse. Police say both were taking care of the toddler at the time. They say Browning admitted to using meth. Christopher and Russell Mays have also been charged in relation. Well, new this morning, a Clay County inmate who escaped while on work release is back in jail. Around 7 last night, family members of David Taylor contacted the sheriff's office to say that he wanted to surrender to Public Affairs Officer Trent Baker. Baker picked him up and took him back to the Clay County Detention Center. In addition to his original charges, Taylor is now charged with second-degree escape. In Logan County, West Virginia, a man is behind bars this morning, charged with sexually abusing a child. West Virginia State Police arrested 37-year-old Albert Hoosier on Wednesday. Troopers say he confessed to abusing a 9-year-old girl. He is being held in the Southwestern Regional Jail without bail. Well, the search continues this morning in Hazard for the driver of a truck that caused a 5-car crash and then took off. The crash happened just before 6 last night on Johnny Cox All-American Drive near the Hazard bypass. Police say the driver of a pickup truck crashed into one car, which then pushed into the back of another. In total, 4 other cars besides the pickup truck were damaged. 2 of them had to be towed from the scene. Police say several people from the scene were transported to the hospital.
It'll be a white pickup truck with a black liftgate, significant front end damage. Obviously, for someone to take off, there's something else involved with it, normally.
Call Hazard Police if you think you see the truck or that they are searching for. No word yet on what charges the driver may face. Well, a reward is out for anyone who can locate a missing door stolen from Pikeville's US 23 Peddlers Exchange earlier this week. Owners say the door, priced at $550, could have potentially been worth nearly $2,000. Surveillance video shows a man in what appears to be a blue or black F-150 hauling their vendor's pricey white door into his truck bed in broad daylight. Workers say he created a distraction by negotiating prices. Owners say the man allegedly stealing this door is stealing from the community.
That could have been a power bill. That could have been a car payment or anything like that. So it's just kind of pathetic.
Now the door is white with arched windows. Workers say the thief was last seen wearing a gray t-shirt and camouflage shorts heading southbound on US 23. If you have any information, you should call Kentucky State Police in Pikeville.
Dry start to this Friday Eve, but things are going to be changing and quickly as we head into the afternoon hours. Let's take a look at the Mountain Parkway this morning up at Slade and Powell County. Things pretty quiet there. On the big road, we see a few showers starting to fire in parts of central Kentucky back down toward Lake Cumberland, but for the most part, everything pretty quiet for now. Temperatures are very mild, especially the further west you go. Richmond, Lexington at 70, Monticello at 71, upper 60s close to 70 from Prestonsburg down through London. The cool spot, or two of the cooler spots, Middlesboro and Hazard, both in the 50s this morning. Louisville close to 80 this morning. So your forecast high is going to be 80 today. Average of 73, record of 87 sit back in this day in 2015. So as we head through the daytime hours, I think after lunchtime we'll see a few scattered showers start to pop up and the possibility for some stronger storms also on the table as we head deeper into the afternoon. Will?
All righty, Brandon, appreciate you, buddy, and thank you for joining us on Mountain News this morning. More news, of course, is on the way. Coming up, we hear from family members and experts about what they call a growing problem among the nation's veterans.